What's going on, you guys? It's Aranda here, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I'll be going over the GFS and European models, what to expect for the next coming days, for the rest of May, and even coming into June for any tropical development, any severe weather going on for all across North America. It's a possibility that we do see Tropical Storm Arthur get going over Cuba or just near Cuba and possibly going to impact South Florida, including Miami as well in the coming days. So it's a possibility that all this could happen pretty soon ahead of hurricane season, which starts on June 1st. So let's go ahead and switch to the GFS and see what's going on for parts of the United States, but for all of the United States. And we do have some unsettled weather that's going to be coming up around 2 p.m. for May 26th. And it's currently 1:58 p.m. as I'm filming this video, Eastern Standard Time. So we do have some showers and thunderstorms going on for parts of Kentucky. Even see some showers through the Carolinas, down into Georgia, even into Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, even into the south, central part of the United States, going over western Texas. We do have some showers and thunderstorm activity and a lot of moisture over the Gulf. Like, look, that is a lot of moisture over the Gulf. So really gonna have to watch out to make sure that doesn't do anything sneaky and become anything tropical or anything. But there is areas of interest just right here. And then also another area will be to watch off the South Carolina, North Carolina coastline for any coastal lows or anything to start forming and potentially can become something tropical. So that is definitely a possibility there. So we can go ahead and fast forward that into about 8 p.m. tonight, and we do have still some unsettled weather going on across the southeast and the deep south. Was just mainly some rain. Might see some thunderstorms embedded into some of these here and there, but for the most part, any states east of Texas for the deep south and the southeast is just gonna be dealing with some rain. However, over Texas, we will have some severe storms still hanging on for the western part of the state. Even up into the on the west coast, we do have some shower activity and a rain snow mix for parts of California in that region, but nothing too crazy there. We do need significant amounts of rain down there for California, for like the southern part of California, because they are dealing with dry conditions and extremely hot weather. And they did have two wildfires that was recently burning just east of Los Angeles. So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff going on with the weather right now. And again, we're getting closer to hurricane season. About June 1st is when hurricane season will start. And just look, we still see all that moisture getting even more intense over Cuba. That is just some strong rain, a moderate to heavy rainfall going over Cuba. Now we move that forward into about 2 a.m. tonight. Things start getting a little bit more quieter for the southeast and the deep south, except Texas. Texas definitely going to be possibly waking up or being woken up by possibly tornado warnings if there's any rotation out of this. But this is definitely have a chance to produce some Gulf-sized hail for central Texas and potentially might work its way through Louisiana or Arkansas or even stretch into Oklahoma. It is a possibility that could happen, but it's going to be dealing with some showers across the deep south, and it gets a little bit more heavier up along the Virginia and North Carolina area, which look like there's a low pressure. Okay, no, it's not. It's not low pressure off the coast of the Outer Banks for North Carolina. It's not. It looks like it was from back here, but it's technically not. But we do have some rain snow mix up into Canada. Some light thunderstorms down there for eastern Mexico. Nothing too crazy. Still look at all that moisture down there over Cuba. Move that forward. About 8 a.m. for May 27th. We still is hanging on to some rain going on across of Texas, and even having some scattered showers across the deep south. But nothing crazy there. And we still hang on with a lot of rain, just a lot of rain for the southeast and the deep south, even some storms embedded into that. And then here's something that's new showing up on the GFS I see. Now, we did see tropical development possible in the coming days for around 8 a.m. For not around 8 a.m., but in the coming days around Cuba. Now, we've seen this moisture right here off the coast of Florida and Georgia. Now, this was a time frame tropical storm Arthur kind of was shown to be intense and going over Cuba, bringing some flooding, and even South Florida. GFS kind of switched that, and now it's showing potentially a tropical storm getting going off the coast of the Carolinas, especially South Carolina, bringing some. Let's see, I think that's going to be a part of it. Yes, we're getting some tropical, possibly tropical downpours across the eastern side of North Carolina, South Carolina, even down there into Georgia. We're seeing possibly some tropical downpours, maybe some gusty winds, especially if you get closer to the coast But this don't look like it's gonna make a landfall. It look like it try to stay more eastward and head out, or stay out into the Atlantic. However, anyone that live along the Gulf, not the Gulf, the coastal side of this, definitely gonna have some dangerous sea conditions. So I would not be surprised if your local National Weather Service issues a beach hazard statement or anything like that. High surf warning for these areas right here, as that pulls away. But that's definitely possibly a tropical storm, which will be out there. And we move that forward, and it just continues. Then we still see some back and moist behind it. But look, it's still showing. It's not showing a storm as of then. But just look, if something's definitely brewing down there over Cuba, it's not showing that tropical storm anymore, but definitely could see something get a little bit tropical now over Cuba still. So it took that tropical storm chance away, but like not like completely, but took it away from showing it on the model around this time frame. But now it's definitely still showing some moisture, some intense moisture, and that's definitely probably a tropical depression, or maybe because look, it has some slight rotation ongoing for parts of just south of Cuba. It looks like it does eventually form a low pressure. And then we also do have to watch out for you guys in southern Mississippi for either a tropical storm or a tropical depression around the time frame of June 6th. So we have two areas of interest, still three actually, because we still have the one I had to watch out for right there off the southeast coast. But now it's a little bit more later, but still showing now some tropical, either this is going to be a tropical storm go over Cuba, might impact Florida, but definitely for eastern Louisiana and southern Mississippi, like kind of going over Biloxi, that's definitely a tropical depression or a tropical storm trying to make a landfall on those areas. Now we are days out; it's all the way into June for June 6th. But regardless, it just shows you that there is a lot of moisture off the southeast coast, even down there over the islands, and even into parts of the Gulf. So yeah, it's just a lot of moisture. Even down towards the West Coast, it's pretty quiet still, but they're supposed to have a more above average hurricane season. But regardless, this is kind of getting a little concerning, showing actually a landfall for Louisiana, Mississippi for potentially a tropical storm. Um, so it's definitely possible. Still see a lot of moisture, and then we get something tries to form off the coast of South Carolina, bringing some possibly some tropical downpours along the South Carolina, North Carolina coastline, with some of that heaviest rain trying to stay off its coast. But still, it's a possibility we could see some gusty winds in some areas and hazardous sea conditions. And then this is where things get a little more interesting. So we get even further into the 9th for June. This energy right here off the coast of South Carolina is definitely tries to bring some tropical downpours there. It tries to pull away, but tries to just drag along the coast of North Carolina a little bit. And then it tries to form a low pressure again right out there, probably more of a depression. But then we move that forward, and then look at all that moisture getting slung into South Florida. Nothing being shown as a tropical storm then. We move that forward a little bit more, then boom, they get hit pretty hard for the southern part of Florida for a tropical storm or depression. It moves, and this is the end of the run. It tries to get up towards Georgia coastline, but it tries seem like it tried to ride up a little bit more to try to start impacting some coastal areas in South Carolina, but it just get yanks and get pulled. Do a kind of like a sharp turn as you get closer to South Carolina. But look, that's definitely a tropical storm off the coast of South Carolina in that region right there. So it's definitely a possibility. We can still see a landfall in one of these areas. So it's definitely showing multiple runs now. It took the chance of seeing a tropical storm later this week hitting Florida. We might still see some tropical downpours even over Cuba, but still is definitely showing more now activity as we get more into June. So I mean, these areas definitely gonna have to be watched very closely for anything drastic happening. Even look over Texas. We do have some light moisture in the northwestern part of Texas, but nothing too concerning there. So I mean, that's just sitting off the coast of the Carolinas. Now, if that ever stalls, it's going to have more time to strengthen, and if anything happened into the atmosphere, it might yank it to try to make a landfall on the Carolinas. But even if it does strengthen, it's still going to have some hazard sea conditions down from the Carolinas, even for Virginia to Florida coastline. So regardless, it's going to be an active week for June potentially. So we're on this back for the European. Nothing like too crazy might happen on this because it is normally a shorter run when it comes to this. But regardless, we kind of see what's going on here. So you got some showers and thunderstorms ongoing for the rest of May across areas of the deep south and the southeast. And it kind of seems a little bit more quieter along this time frame. Have a low pressure up there in the northeast, bring some flooding conditions in some areas. I gotta watch this moisture right here off the coast of the Carolinas, but it tries to pull us away though. And then we also do have this moisture down there in the Gulf. Keep showing up, and this is in the run. Can't go all the way that far out, but it's not really showing anything too concerning there. But it is showing some moisture, at least some moisture down into the Gulf regions of the United States. So regardless, just stay vigilant. I'll keep you guys updated if anything changed. These models normally go back and forth for some of these, but the GFS was holding on to a potential tropical development going over Cuba, and it still did. Slightly later time frame though from this later one, but it also brought up multiple other areas, even potentially another landfall if that does happen over parts of Louisiana and Mississippi, even probably impact Alabama too. So yeah, this is definitely gonna be a crazy first week of June potentially if we have multiple storms. Now would probably be like three to four storms that have probably formed and have their names already for this hurricane season. So it might start off early. It might start off active for when hurricane season starts for the Atlantic. Then it probably will quiet down, and probably once we get closer to the fall time frame, things might slowly start picking back up. So it's a possibility that could happen. The hurricane season will end for the Atlantic and the Gulf for November 30th. But it still can't forget about our folks out on the West Coast, like in California, especially in Hawaii, for any tropical development and landfalls is possible out there. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time your boy upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one if it's God's will. Stay safe out there, and it's your boy Aronde out.